That is such a crazy question. Are we doing spoilers?
No.
You dirty dog.
Classic IGN.
Welcome to IGN Fan Fest. Now, you may think a title like Death of a Unicorn is a metaphor, and in some cases it may be, but it isn't at all this time. I'm talking to Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd about what would happen if you literally killed a unicorn in this new horror comedy from A24. Welcome, Jenna and Paul.
I was going to say something really morbid, but I don't think I can actually.
I think you can.
No, I don't think.
Don't say it.
I really am curious. So you could tell me afterward.
Yeah.
First of all, I would consult local clergy, and I think I'd have to schedule appointments with mental health experts across the field because I'd be so traumatized by the fact that I've killed a unicorn. I feel guilty if I kill a bug in my house. So.
You just should tie yourself up to a post in the the town square, and allow local civilians to just have their go.
Yeah.
I think that's probably
anything, rocks,
children,
because you have to atone for it in some way. And I think to atone for killing a unicorn that's a pretty hefty penalty.
It seems like right now, horror is really having a moment where we're seeing these inventive, unique, original stories, and these concepts come to life. Why do you think horror is the genre of note right now?
I do know that many people like horror films, and that it seems like lately there have been a lot of movies that seem to kind of toe the line, and Jordan Peele does these really thought-provoking, artistic, funny, kind of scary kind of movies. And ultimately we all just want to be moved in some way, right? So if you go see something that's funny and it actually strikes you as being funny, you remember it, or something that's moving and it resonates. Obviously a horror film, those reactions are visceral and they happen with a good one. They can't be denied some of those kinds of feelings you get when you watch them. And a lot of people love that.
This question is for Jenna. Not only do you star in the movie, you are also an executive producer. So what was important to you to bring from the creative aspect to the movie?
Oh, honestly, yes, produced, but this one in particular, sometimes, you feel like maybe you need to be a bit more hands-on with things, but I really love the team behind this film. All of the producers are so cool. Just this entire group, it was some of my favorite people to work with. And again, Alex, he just had so much knowledge and facts and reasons for, behind everything that he was doing, that I think kind of all of us kind of took the step back and allowed him to play. And I think that's one of the cool things about working with A24 as well, is I feel like they really trust the people that they bring on to do their job and, show off their creative skill and talent, and just let them be creative and imaginative. So I think for me, yeah, I trusted Alex completely. I think we all did.
Jenna, your character seemed to be very against the exploitation of unicorns. Can you talk about her a little bit and the world she's in?
Yeah, Ridley is just kind of a very insecure. She's dealing with the loss of her mom still, which was fairly recent. She doesn't have a very close relationship with her father, Elliot. And I think she's just very confused, very uninterested in her father's job and the people that he has to deal with. I think you see her in this movie and it's just kind of someone dragging their feet. They're not really interested in what's going on, but they don't really have a choice. And I think oftentimes because of her insecurity and because of where she stands, her arc and her story is really interesting because she actually realizes that she is in more control of herself or, her own beliefs than she thinks. I think she just kind of goes along with things because she feels she has to, or doesn't really have much fight in her.
Paul, how would you describe your character in contrast? Is he pro-unicorn exploitation?
I think he feels like he's kind of caught between a rock and a hard place a little bit. I think that our characters, my character, Elliot, and Jenna's character, have a moral center. I think they're good people, but my wife has died. I'm a single dad now. And to try and provide, to try and be a good father and still have a foot in the my career and the business world and trying to balance those two things, I think that what's conflicting within him starts to become more and more exacerbated as this story unfolds, and try and be a decent person and be a worthwhile person.
Do the unicorns have rules about them? Like, in vampire movies, there's different vampire rules for each movie.
But I didn't ask them. They were pretty quiet.
No, they were really standoffish. They had their own trailer and very seldom would mix with the rest of the cast.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But I really think that the unicorns that we used in this film took a real Daniel Day-Lewis approach to the material. So they were not necessarily there to chit-chat and make friends and schmooze with the rest of the industry that was constantly hanging out on set. So we left them alone and they left us alone. But there was a real, I feel as if a kind of a respectful working relationship.
I mean, it's good to get this Hollywood scoop of what unicorns are
And
really
honestly,
like.
I feel like they can do anything. They can do horror, but they can do comedy and they can do drama.
So talented. There's a scene that didn't make it that I truly believe was like Oscar-worthy emotion between brother and brother. You have to watch because there's hints of it there, and it's just they're so layered and nuanced. And you're right, a lot of people wouldn't be this honest, I think, about what it's like working on a set. But I think
Truly,
just the environment that was created on set was so cozy.
Sounds great. I'm sure we'll see this all over the headlines. Jenna, your character is named Ridley, and there's a pretty excellent homage to Alien in the trailer for Death of a Unicorn. Is it safe for me to assume your character and a cat will be the sole survivors in the house?
Oh, well, that is such a crazy question. Are we doing spoilers?
I mean, sure.
No, I gotta
try.
You dirty dog. You cannot. We cannot. I can't.
Okay.
Classic IGN.
We gotta try, man.
Just you're good. God, you're good.
In the movie, are there any other homages or references that are particularly interesting?
One that I know off the top of my head is there's a dream sequence that I have that is like really kind of dramatic and campy, and it's based off of the dream sequence that Nicolas Cage has in Raising Arizona.
Jenna,
Mm-hmm.
that makes me more
that's a good
excited
one.
for this movie.
there are also elements of this that, so you look at it and say, oh my God, this is like E.T. Alex were certainly inspired by, including Jaws. My characters and Jenna's character, our last name in the film is Kintner, and Jaws fans will understand what that name means.
Is there anything else either of you would like to add that you would like fans to know about the movie before they go see it?
I will say, honestly,
Jenna won't say this because this is not how Jenna is or who she is, but she's incredible.
Cut him off.
Honest to God, I think all of us were so blown away. She's amazing in the movie, as is the rest of this cast, which is not a very big cast. All the actors that are in it, and there's so many of them are just beloved, like Richard E. Grant and Anthony Carrigan. I mean, like they're truly like so. Every single one. Will Poulter is so funny, and Tay Leone is hilarious. But it's such a unique thing. It's like a really fun kind of ride, but it's a unique experience amongst this weird cabal, this strange group of people, plus unicorns that hopefully. They see it, they're going to say, oh, that was funny and kind of scary and a lot of fun and unlike anything I think I've really seen up to this point, hopefully.
Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd, thank you so much for joining me today and talking about unicorns and so much more in the movie Death of a Unicorn. It is in theaters March 28th, and keep it tuned to more FanFest.